just like that. Work hard and play hard and grind hard. I'll be right back.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Arbor Sports Channel with your boy Arbor. Thank you everyone for tuning in and subscribing to my channel. The ones who recently subscribed to my channel, I'm nothing without you guys. Do me a favor and please hit that like, share, and subscribe button and hit the notification button. I know I told you guys as promised, I'll be back to make a video. I just wanted to see everything, all the pro days unfold, the top quarterbacks who I wanted to see, and we visit all those guys. And now it's time to talk about it. Talk. And we're going to start off with my boy. Well, not my boy, but you guys, some of you Commanders fans, wanting this guy, talking highly of this guy. This the guy you want to take at number 2. We're going to talk about him. His name is Drake Maye. You know, that's one of the first ones I'm going to talk about today. Now, Drake Maye threw it 70 times. He thought he did well with just a few that he wished that he could have back. And that's every quarterback. Every quarterback wishes they can have it back. Why wouldn't they? If you throw an incomplete ball, yeah, of course you want it back. He started out with about 22 straight completed passes before one hit the surface. After that, he had a quick conversation with the receiver. Then they ran back, did the play over again, only to connect the very next play. And that's what's supposed to happen. Like I said, Drake Maye he's going to be a solid quarterback in the league. You know what? He got to prove me wrong. I don't see this guy being on the status of Joe Burrow within the next 2 to 3 years. I really don't. I can't see it. It's hard for me to imagine something like that. But he had a good showing at his pro day. And let me say this as a disclaimer. I forgot to say this early on. These pro days, it means something, but it doesn't mean something. These guys already got game footage out there. That's the tape that you go by. It's hard to evaluate somebody. No one is in their face. Guys not running up to them, not trying to take their head off. It's a controlled setting. You know, and all they got to do is drop back, move around a little bit, and release the ball to players that they've been throwing to their whole college career. So if you're familiar with a player that you're throwing to, you're going to be way more accurate than you. Let's say we draft Jaden Daniels and he's throwing to Terry McLaurin for the first time. He got to gauge how Terry McLaurin likes to run his routes. Do he like to run it deep? Do he turn sooner? You know what I'm saying? All those type of things you got to weigh in. But that's neither here nor there. And I'm gonna say this for all 4 of these quarterbacks I'm about to talk about. You know, so let's take all this with a grain of salt. I seen the tape, so I know what these guys can do. You know. Now, next up is going to be J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy on his showing said that I felt like I put on a good showing out there today. Very confident young man already. Right off the break, he's confident. He felt like he put on a good showing out there today. He never doubted or wavered from that. Okay. Matt Miller, who's an NFL draft scout, said that McCarthy looked clean out there with just 2 misses. He showcased zip and touch while hitting a lot of deep routes. McCarthy has easy power and velocity. You know, it stands out on tape. So when you see a guy like J.J. McCarthy out there, you know, doing this thing, it stands out like a sore thumb. Even though at Michigan, they didn't ask him to throw the ball a lot. You know, they ran the ball most of the time, you know what I mean? But when he had to make plays, he made plays. He's got a nice arm. He got quickness. He got maneuverability in the pocket. He got escape within this game. He can escape away from the would-be defenders that's trying to sack him. This guy got good touch. He's got good accuracy. You know, like I said, I wouldn't be mad if we was to take a J.J. McCarthy. I wouldn't be mad at all. J.J. to me is like, this is just to me. He's the 3rd best quarterback in the draft. You know, I'm gonna put it out there. It's to me, it's Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, and J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy won a championship. he had that did something right. He won the championship. They just didn't say, oh, let's just make it easier for JJ McCarthy to get there, because he's JJ McCarthy. No, he had to earn that. Regardless if he didn't throw or they didn't ask him to throw like they asked Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams and Drake May. They didn't ask him to throw it a lot, but when he did throw it, he was effective, highly effective. He's a leader. He's a highly confident guy. He's a leader. And that's what you want in your quarterback. You want somebody to be highly confident, and you want them to know how to lead. He took it upon himself, to get to this point. He don't care what people say about, oh, you didn't, so what? You didn't throw a whole lot. He got the so what attitude. When it's time for me to throw, and we need to use my arm to get us back in the game, that's what it's going to be. So I'm impressed with JJ McCarthy myself. Next up is Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, we all know who Caleb Williams is. Everyone's projecting him to go number one. We seen the footage. We see and hear the comparisons to the one and only Patrick Mahomes. And let me do this quick nugget. They also said he could punt. So that just add more to his draft stock, to his number one. Just in case Chicago Bears draft him and their punter gets hurt. Whoa, we're not going to panic. Guess what? We got Caleb Williams. He could punt also. Although they didn't indicate how far he could punt it. But he can punt. That's your backup punter right there. Caleb Williams. People want to criticize him for wearing the pink nail polish, the pink phone. It looked like to me he had on lipstick. Hey, look, man. Look. As long as the man can play on the field. Dennis Rodman, look at Dennis Rodman. Prime example. Dennis Rodman used to wear fingernail polish, lipstick, dye his hair pink, blonde, purple, blue, you name it, all the Crayola. He used all the colors. And he's still a Hall of Famer. So what a person does off the field, as long as they're not doing anything violent and making the brand look bad and making the organization look bad, then who cares? Pretty simple as that. Let the man rock out the way he rocks out. Let's get back to his on the field. I don't need to look at anything. I know what he can do. The footage is out there. They said he threw the ball effortlessly and seemingly at about 80 to 90% pace. He also had a few downfield overthrows. Other than that, he was as advertised as why he's slated to be the number one pick in this year's upcoming draft. And you got to tip your hat off to the man. The man is a great player. He was a great college player. Can that transition to the NFL? Hey, people like myself and others want to see it. Whether he be on the Commanders team, the Bears team, the Patriots, or whomever. I think this guy got enough talent to where as though he can carve out a name for himself, and people will be comparing future quarterbacks to the likes of Caleb Williams. And he's going to be in his own lane. Although he has a little bit of game like Patrick Mahomes, he's no Patrick Mahomes. Allow the man to carve a name for himself and build his own legacy, because he will have a legacy as long as he continue to stay healthy. Bottom line. And Chicago, look, you guys draft, you got to do right by this quarterback, because you guys, every time you draft a quarterback, you don't do right by these guys. Make sure you do right by this quarterback and get all the pieces around him, which I seen you guys loading up over there in Chicago with the receivers. So you guys putting the team around him already. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, sky's the limit for a guy like Caleb Williams in Chicago if they put the right plan in place for this young man to succeed. Next up, yours truly, the one and only. At pick number 2, the Washington Commanders select Jaden Daniels. Let's see. Daniels flashed impressive arm strength and accuracy, hitting Neighbors and Thomas Jr. and others with excellent downfield throws all over the field. Daniels' arm strength can rival the top quarterbacks in the draft class. Daniels also threw a lot of oohs from the personnel in attendance. Hey, look, I've been saying this and saying this. I've been telling people that's been in the comment section, I want you guys to comment. Please comment. I want to interact. Like I always say, I want to interact with you guys. Daniel's arm talent, to me, on tape, and he threw quite a few deep balls when I was watching the LSU games and also looking at the highlights and looking at the all 22. This guy, I don't know what people saying. This guy arm strength is not elite. This guy has an elite arm. Did I say he has a arm like Josh Allen or Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers? No, I did not. But this guy has, when I say elite, I'm sitting up here saying this guy can throw the ball. If you need him to throw the ball 55 to 65 yards down the field, I believe he can do that. Can he throw it 70 yards? I don't know. I don't think so. Can he throw it 80? I don't know. Ain't too many people that can throw that far. But if you could throw the ball air yardage, if you could throw the ball between, I say air yards I'm talking about, between 50 to 60 yards, you got an arm. We had a guy like the likes of Alex Smith and Taylor Heineke, air yards, those guys probably wasn't even topping nowhere near 50. Probably was around maybe 40, 45 yards, air yards in the air. You know what I'm saying? But when you got a guy like this, you know what I mean, that can whip it. This guy can run. This guy can read defenses. This guy's a leader. He's not a loud vocal leader, but he leads by examples. He looked like watching footage, highlights, he looked like he knows how to get the guys lined up. This guy, when a play breaks down, he can do a little bit of Patrick Mahomes. Not saying, hold on, time out. I'm not saying spin around and all that type of stuff. I'm just talking about buying time and finding the open wide receiver. This guy rarely make mistakes. You know what I mean? And I just think the sky's the limit, and we'll be a lucky team to draft this guy if no one jumps in front of us. And Chicago, they break the bank to Chicago, give Chicago like 3 number ones. You know what I'm saying? If I was Chicago, I had to look at that also. You know what I mean? And try to jump in front of us just to draft Jaden Daniels because he's that special. To me, I think he's the best quarterback in the draft, and that's why I save him for last when I'm talking about these guys' pro days and how they did. You know what I mean? But I believe that despite Adam Peters saying this and saying that, this is what he's supposed to do. First, let me say that. This is what Adam Peters is supposed to do. He doesn't want to play his hand. Why would he? If he set out there and say, we're drafting Jaden Daniels at number 2, it takes all the leverage away. It takes all the leverage away. If somebody know that you want somebody, you know, a New England Patriots, let's say they know, you know, they're going to use that to their advantage. They're going to lie and say, we're not going to take Jaden Daniels, but we want that number 2 pick so we can draft, let's say, get closer to Caleb Williams, just in case Chicago draft Marvin Harrison Jr. You know what I'm saying? We want to be in line. No. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I just believe that if we draft this guy, which I think Adam Peters is going to do, but they're not going to show their hand, I think he'll set this franchise forward for the next 5 to 10 years if we play it right. That's my belief. What my eyes tell me, I've been watching football for a long time. This guy's a football player. This guy's a quarterback. This guy's an athlete. You know what I mean? This guy's the total package. I've seen a lot of quarterbacks. I've seen the likes of Michael Vick. Michael Vick couldn't read a defense to save his life. You know, Michael Vick had one of the best arms in NFL history. One of the fastest, dynamic, one of the greatest athletes the NFL has ever seen. But I think this guy could be just as special as Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson. You know what I mean? He could be on that level, but just a tad bit better than those guys because this guy can actually read it, go through coverages, go through defenses, and actually pick them apart. You know, he's a two-way player. He's dynamic. This guy's a game changer, just like Dan Quinn said. So it's why trade the pick? I'm hearing the chatter. I'm hearing it just like everybody else. Why trade the pick? For what? When you got the game changer right there. Dan Quinn, you said it yourself. But I know you guys can't come out and say it. Anyway, you guys, I just wanted to make that. I told y'all I want to keep my promise, keep my word that I was going to make a video about all 4 of those quarterbacks after their pro days was up. And I just wanted to make and keep my word. Anyway, I appreciate you guys, as usual, for tuning in and watching my channel. I'm nothing without you guys. It's your first time tuning in. If you like it, please hit the subscribe button and then hit that notification. It costs you nothing. Anyway, it's your boy Albert Deasy, Sports Channel, signing off. Peace.